Magic in ancient Egypt. Magic pattern. Mummies and magic. Funerary myhology. Part 3. Judgment of the dead. In this so-called Hall of the Two Truths, or the Two Marked Goddesses, the judgment of the dead takes place, as is well known from the texts and representations of the New Kingdom, especially from text and net of spell 125 of the Book of the Dead. This judgment is represented largely as a solemn pro forma session. Indeed, the Egyptian hereafter is not described in Egyptian funerary literature solely in terms of unearthly bliss. Sinners and criminals, called the nameless enemies of the gods, were punished in the hereafter. But nowhere is the punishment known to have struck a well-known Egyptian whose name was written in a tomb, in a funerary papyrus, or on a coffin, and who was admitted to the final judgment. Enemies of the gods were doubtless not allowed entry into the Hall of the Two Truths. This ceremonial judgment was apparently not believed to be a serious examination that the person in question could possibly fail. Although it is out of the question that the judgment would result in condemnation to die a second death, the examination could be painful because its aim, as is explained in spell 125 of the Book of the Dead, was to separate the deceased from his sins. Already resurrected, the deceased was ushered into the Hall of Judgment, Ali by Anubis, who had presided over his mummification and had protected him so far. He greeted the lords of the judgment, who could be Re and his 9 gods, or Osiris and his 42 messengers, assuring them, "I know you, I know your names." A balance stood in the hall. The heart of the deceased, as the seat of identity and memory of the details of life on earth, was put in one of the scales. In the other was a feather of Ma'at, the symbol of truth, justice and/or dare. The well-prepared resurrected person did not wait for a painful interrogation to begin, but recited a formula, the so-called negative confession, in which he denied all sorts of ethical or cultic sins. "I have not done falsehood against men. I have not impoverished my associates. I have done no wrong in the place of truth. I have not learnt that which is not. I have done no evil. I have not made people labor daily in excess of what was due to be done for me." He might also have recited a second formula, another declaration of innocence, that addressed the 42 judges of Osiris. 0 Fast Ada who came forth from Heliopolis, I have done no falsehood. 0 Fire Embracer who came forth from Karaha, I have not robbed. 0 Long-Nosed Thoth who came forth from Hermopolis, I have not been rapacious. O Swallower of Shades who came forth from the cavern, I have not stolen. The scales of the balance remained in equilibrium as long as the deceased spoke the truth. But every deviation from truth made the heart heavy, and the balancing pan holding the feather would rise. Anubis, sometimes together with Horus, verified the results and brought the scales in balance again. The praise-ends of Anubis reassured those who were mummified. Having performed the mummification, the god already had an intimate knowledge of the deceased. The god Thoth made a written record, and reported the outcome, usually favorable. In case of doubt, the personal circumstances and fate of the deceased were taken into consideration as mitigating factors. Moreover, a well-prepared person should have spoken to his heart with the words of spell 30, B of the Book of the Dead. 0 My heart which I had from my mother. 0 My heart which I had from my mother. 0 My heart of my different ages. Do not stand up as a witness against me. Do not be opposed to me in the tribunal. Do not be hostile to me in the presence of the keeper of the balance. At this point a general verdict would be given like that written in the papyrus of Anu. Words spoken by the great Enid to Thoth who dwells in Hermopolis, what you have said is true. The Osiris scribe Anu, justified is righteous. He has committed no crime nor has he acted against us. A mit shall not be permitted to prevail over him. Let there be given to him of the bread offerings which go before Osiris, and a permanent grant of land in the field of offerings as for the followers of Horus.